everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. So yeah, today I'm sat in the bathroom because yes, I'm going to be doing a book haul. Now I might not be able to get all of these books on this video, but I'll try and get as many as I can possible. Now these books that I've got is a big massive, well, it's quite big because some of the books I may be showing you might be ones that I received over Christmas or that I've recently bought. If you're not into seeing a book haul, if this doesn't interest you, then please feel free to skip the video. I really won't mind. But lately something I've been doing is reading a lot besides doing my crafts. I've been doing my colouring, my cross stitching, but I've been also doing a lot of reading as well. So without further ado, we'll make a start. So the first one I want to show you is this one. So this is the 100 Loves of Juliet. Now I bought this recently, actually. It was just Saturday, just gone. I went to Manchester with my son and for him to go in the Lego shop as a belated birthday gift, and we went in Waterstones. He got himself some books and I also got myself some books. Now this one, I started reading this the other day, I think it was Sunday, and I finished it by Tuesday morning. So basically it happens every time she comes back into my life. A memory lingering from the first night we met centuries ago. She has no idea who she is, of course, that her presence or absence in my life has defined my entire existence. I may go by Sebastian now, but my name was originally Romeo, and hers was Juliet. So basically, without giving too much away, by the way, this is by Evelyn Sky, and yeah, without giving too much away, basically there's this man. He's actually Romeo from Romeo and Juliet, and he's deemed to live basically a long time, but Juliet keeps coming back to him, being reincarnated. She keeps going back to him, but he keeps losing her over and over again throughout the years. So it's a really good story. I read a lot of true crime stories, so this was quite nice. It was a change. It had quite nice romance in it, as well as a lot of suspense and magic. There is also that one character that you sometimes get in a book where you hate him. Not him, by the way, Sebastian. It's another character in the book and you're like, oh, what an absolute ass. So yeah, if you do like your reading, you like your romance, I definitely do recommend that one. So there is that one. So these, now I had these for Christmas. I haven't read these yet. We've got Tidle by Amanda Hocking, and we've also got Elegy by Amanda Hocking. Now I'm not sure which one goes in which order, but on this one, on Elegy, we've got a water song novel. An epic battle is about to begin. Gemma's life is slowly being destroyed. Cursed as a siren, she is struggling to escape destiny of savagery and darkness. She's desperate to break the spell that has turned her into a monster and torn her away from her family and boy that she loves. But the alluring yet lethal sirens, Penthea and the newly intimidated Liv have no intention of letting her go. The key to her freedom lies in an ancient scroll. Gemma's quest leads her to someone who might be able to help, the mysterious and immortal Diana, who cursed Pen and her sisters thousands of years ago. But Diane will not give up her secrets easily unless Gemma and her sister Harper can unlock the scroll's powers. That pen will destroy the two sisters and everyone they care about for good. So this is totally different now. Yeah, I think my mother-in-law got me this one. I don't know if I've ever read one like this before. I don't know if I have. But yeah. It's a second-hand one. It's from Southampton School Library, so that's where it originated. So yeah, that'll be quite interesting to read. And obviously we've got this one as well called Tidle. And her hope lies within her greatest enemies. Gemma is facing the fight of her life, cursed by beautiful but deadly sirens. Her extraordinary powers have terrifying dark side, and becoming human once more is proving her greatest challenge yet. So there's a lot more to read on the back of it, but I feel like if these are like a series together, I don't want to give too much away. I can't give it too much away from self-knowing because I don't know anything about these. I've not read them yet, so those will be quite interesting to read. So that's Tidal by Amanda Hocking. So next we've got Wake and Lullaby. Now these are by Amanda Hocking. I didn't realise that. So I'm not sure which one comes first. I think Wake comes first. So beautiful, fearless, dangerous, the kind of girls you envy, the kind of girls you want to hate. So I won't read all of it, but I'll read a quick bit of it. So it says, strangers in town for summer, Penn, Thea and Lexi have caught everyone's attention, including the eye of practical Harper. But it's her sister Gemma they've chosen. 16-year-old Gemma seems to have it all, carefree, pretty and falling in love with the boy next door. But her greatest passion is the water. She craves solitary late night swims under the stars, where she can belong to the sea, but lately she has had company. So that is all that I'm going to read from there. So yeah, that should be an interesting read. And then we've got this one, which is Lullaby, and it's Gemma tried not to hate them, but it was too little too late and way too late. So I could read a bit from the back of that, but I kind of feel that if I read the back of this, I might possibly be giving away something from Wake. So if you do read the other one, yeah, I think the other one's first and this is the second in the series, so I'm guessing that. So those are by Amanda Hocking. So now we've got The Red Queen by Philippa Gregory. Now the Red Queen is the second in the Tudor series. Now I got the third one first from a charity shop when I was on the way to a hospital appointment. I read the third one and then I realised, because I'm on a book club on Facebook, and I found out that you can read them in sequence starting from the first. So I went back to the first, which was Lady of the Rivers, and then this is the third one. I have got most of these Tudor series by Philippa Gregory. I think there's just about one or two that I haven't got, but to save space and room in my bedroom that I haven't got, I decided I'm just going to go with the flow and just read one by one now. So I am currently reading another book, so this may be the next one. So this is the second one in the Tudor series. So now we've got Karen Slaughter, After That Night. I think this one's one of the latest ones. I started reading Karen Slaughter last year, and I read a couple of her books, found that I really love them. I think I've read the first one and the second one now, and the first one was Blindsided, followed by Kiss Cut. This one, I'm not sure which one this is in the series. I'm not sure if I'm going to read Karen Slaughter in sequence. I feel like I want to, so this may be one that I may read at a later date. So I'll quickly read a bit of it. So it says, after that night, nothing was the same again. 15 years ago, Sarah Linton's life changed forever when a celebratory night out ended in a violent attack that tore her world apart. Since then, Sarah has remade her life a successful doctor, engaged to a man she loves. She has finally managed to leave the past behind her. So yeah, it mentions Sarah Linton in the first book I read, Blindsided. So I feel like I do want to go in sequence, but I'm actually going in sequence with another author at the minute, and to save my confusion of switching back to different stories and characters, I may very well stick to the the Karen Rose series first, and then I may go back to these Karen Slaughter ones. So the next one, I am actually currently reading this one at the minute. I've got my bookmark in there. I started reading this yesterday. I'm on page 58 now. Now, this isn't actually mine. It's a borrowed book. It's from my Uncle Paul. I gave him a book that I'd recently read. I mentioned on Facebook, and he's borrowing that one, and he borrowed me this one to read. So this is The Assassination of Marilyn Monroe by Donald H. Wolfe. Now, I've read a lot of true crime series, a lot of true crime stories. The only ones I haven't read, which I won't read, are about the Moors murderers. That is a whole thing I just don't want to go into. I can't read anything about that. But this is also where I haven't read. I haven't actually read. I'm a bit familiar with what happened to Marilyn Monroe, but I've never actually gone in depth and read about it. So I thought this would be a quite interesting read. So I'm just going to read a little bit of the back. So it says, from the opening description of the lifeless body to the moment by moment account of her final days and hours, the assassination of Marilyn Monroe explores every myth concerning the remarkable life and tragic death of the world's most famous woman. So yeah, a lot of you will be familiar with Marilyn Monroe. She sadly passed away from suicide, they say, in 1962. Such a beautiful woman. I think she had her own troubles as well, but yeah. At the moment, I'm doing quite well reading it. It's quite a thick book, so that one is going to take me a while. But yeah, when I've done this video, I shall be picking it back up again. So yeah, love it. So the next one, now they've got this in Waterstones. This is Matthew Perry, and it is Friends, Lovers and the Big Terrible Thing. So sadly, we lost Matthew Perry from last year. It was actually recently from last year, aka Chandler. He's been in a few other things as well. So yeah, I did want to get his biography that he'd bought out. They have it in Waterstones and WH Smith, but I'm also on a Facebook group where it's like Books for Sale UK. It is definitely worth checking out. There's a lot of books on there that are expensive, that people are selling for quite expensive prices, but however, some of the books they are selling are unique. They're like signed copies and that. So in a way, I kind of understand why they want to sell them for that much. However, this one was really cheap. I got this one for about £4 and just £3 odd postage packaging. I only paid £7.50 altogether, which someone was just requesting that for it. So I'm going to have a lot of fun reading this. So it says, a raw, unflinching memoir that took courage to write. As it turns out, Matthew Perry has a lot of courage. He takes us through his addiction, his illness, and his paralysing loneliness. Ultimately, this book is filled with hope for the future. If you want to know who Matthew Perry is, stay away from the rags and read this. So yeah, it gives a proper insight to who Matthew Perry really was. He had his addictions, his own demons to deal with, and yeah, oh bless him. So yeah, I really do feel for him. I have watched Friends. It's not a series that I watch religiously, but I have watched it, and I also remember when he was in an episode of the earlier season of Beverly Hills 90210. So ironically as well, his character that was in that series, he suffered with addiction as well. And yeah, so yeah, that'll be an interesting read. I don't plan to read it just yet, but then again, when I've read the Marilyn Monroe one, I could be swayed to read that one next. So there we are, we have that one. So next we have this one. This is A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. So, by the way, the Matthew Perry one was by Lisa Kudrow. Sorry about that. So yeah, I've seen this quite a few times on the book club. I've seen it a lot on the book selling page as well. Now this special edition, the signed one, and also the print where the binding printed round, it is very expensive. It has gone for a lot of money. But I found this when I went to Waterstones with my son a couple of days ago, and I had to pick it up because it was half price as well. So I only got it for half the stated price. So I found that this one is actually the third one in the series. You have got two more. Now you can get the first one, but the first one is actually going for something like, the cheapest I've seen it is £22 on eBay. And that's not the special one. The special one, it can go for like £100. So we're just going to read a little bit of the beginning and we'll leave it at there. So, two villains, one girl, and a deadly battle for happily ever after. So Evelyn Fox ventured to the magnificent north in search of a happy ending, and it seems as if she has it. So she's married to a handsome prince and lives in a legendary castle, but Evelyn has no idea of the devastating price she paid for this fairy tale. So that is all I'm going to read from there without giving too much away. I've not read it yet. I will go on to reading that. I kind of feel like I want to read the first and second one to that, because I feel like if I go into the third one, there may be something crucial that I'd have missed in the first and second. So with that one, I will hold off for a bit and I'll wait until I get the first and second. So that is that one. So next we have this one. This is Karen Slaughter. If you remember, I mentioned her in the beginning of the video. This is Faint Cold Fear. Now this is the third one in the Karen Slaughter on saga, if that's what you call it. I don't know how many books go in order, but I know this is the third one, so I'll read a little bit. So it's got Sarah Linton, medical examiner in the small town of Hartsdale, is called out to an apparent suicide on the local college campus. The mutilated body provides little in the way of clues, and the college authorities are keen to avoid a scandal. But for Sarah and the police chief, Jeffrey Tolliver, things don't add up. So the last two books I've read of hers, they are really good. If you're into your crime series, into your fictional crime books, they're really, really good. However, I will pre-warn you, they are quite blunt, these two books. The first and the second book were very blunt with some of the descriptions. So if you like your lighter crime series but you don't like anything that's too blunt and gore or anything, then I'd probably say maybe it's possibly not the book for you. But if you do like stuff like that, then yeah, you will absolutely love these. Like I said, this is the third one. I'm looking forward to getting into this one. As I said, I might read these Karen Rose books first and then go into these, but it depends if I can hold myself off or not. So yeah, looking forward to getting into that. So next we have another book that I saw on the book club and the books selling site. This is The Lost Bookshop by Evie Woods. Now this is something I wouldn't usually go for. However, I quite like the front cover. There was on the book club quite a lot of reviews. Someone posted a picture of this, and everybody, not one person that commented on the post said it was a rubbish book. They all said they thoroughly enjoyed the book. So I'll just read a little bit. So it says, on a quiet street in Dublin, a lost bookshop is waiting to be found. For far too long, Opal, Martha and Henry have been the side characters in their own lives. But when a vanishing bookshop casts its spell, these three unexpected strangers will discover that their own stories are every bit as extraordinary as the ones found in the pages of their beloved books. So yeah, it does sound like a really good one. I think this is a standalone. I don't think there's a series in this. Could be wrong, but then again. So yeah, this one will just be standalone that I read when I fancy grabbing a book out. So yeah, I do like it. Can't wait to read that. So we have, the next one is this one. Now, this is called 19 Steps and it's by Millie Bobby Brown. So if you're not familiar, Millie Bobby Brown is actually an actress. She's done her own skincare line as well. She is the main actress in Stranger Things, who plays 11. So I actually got this from TK Maxx. I've seen it in Waterstones before and I saw it in After. But then I went in TK Maxx a couple of weeks ago and it was in there, and it was the RRP price for $16.99 and it's knocked down to 10. So I did have a little look and it sounded different to what I usually read, but it sounded interesting. So a little bit is London 1942. Despite the raging war, spirited 18-year-old Nellie Morris lives a quiet life in the tight-knit East End community of Bethnal Green. I've actually heard of Bethnal Green before. Her family and friends all tease that she will marry air raid warden Billy, the boy next door, who's always been sweet on her. The arrival of Ray, a handsome American airman stationed nearby, causes Nellie to question everything she thought she knew about her future. So it does say a little bit more, but I don't want to give it a lot away. So yeah, I thought that would be a really interesting read. I'm looking forward to actually getting into that one. So I thought it's something different. It's during the World War. I've not really read a lot about something during the World War. In fact, I don't think I've read anything that's based during the World War, so it'll be interesting to read about. So yeah, be a good one. So we've got a couple more. I got a special here. Now this is another one that I saw advertised on the book sites. This is The City of Stardust and this is by Georgia Summers. Now this is the special edition because I actually got the one that's got the painted spine cover as well, not to mention it's actually a signed copy, so it's actually a book that's signed by the author itself. Now this was actually £20 and I thought that's not bad for a signed copy and also painted, because the people sell these for a lot of money on the book selling sites. So I thought this is quite a good addition to my books. Now a lot of the books I have I actually do pass on once I've read them, because it's very rare that I'll go back to a book once I've read it. However, these ones that I've got here, I will keep this one. I'll definitely keep it. So it's a signed exclusive edition. So I'll read a little bit at the front. So it said, there is a cost to survival. Violet Everly, it is just a matter of fine-tuning the price. For centuries, Everleys have seen their brightest and best disappear, taken as punishment for a crime no one remembers, for a purpose no one understands. Their tormentor is a woman named Penelope, who never ages, never grows sick, and never forgives a debt. 10 years ago, Violet Everly's mother left to break the curse and never returned. Now Violet must find her mother or she will be taken in her place. So I thought it sounds interesting. I might not like it because, like I said, I'm trying to broaden my horizons with what I read now. But then again, I might love it. It's like that other book that I showed you, which was The 100 Loves of Juliet. I'd never really heard about that, but I actually read it and I found that I actually loved it, hence why I only finished it in the matter of 2 days. So yeah, that'll be an interesting read. So next we have this one. Now this is called Waking Up Dead and it is by Amanda Fasciano and it's the Life After series. Now this one, I was watching my usual Tampa J, where he does his haunts, he's on YouTube, he does these different haunts, he does filming locations as well. However, one of the haunts he went on, he knows a few people, and there is this couple and this woman, and she's actually wrote her own books. Now, this looks like it's actually a series. They have the second and third on there, and it was the fourth one that you could pre-order. Now, I got this on Amazon. It was really cheap, this was. So basically, it's got Detective Candice Riley never believed in ghosts until she became one. So, killed in the line of duty, she finds herself recruited into a group that monitors haunted sites, making sure the spirits don't give too much away to the living. All seems to be going well until a group of cultists unleash a chaos demon in an haunted asylum. Being a detective and the drive to help others didn't stop with her pulse. So basically, she was a detective when she was alive. Obviously, she got killed in the line of duty, but then she took up her detective duties in the afterlife as well. She's basically a detective in the afterlife, which, by the sound of it, when I heard about this, I thought, this sounds really good. So when he actually gave her a shout out on one of his horns, straight away I was on Amazon and I had a look, found out it was really cheap, and I had to get this book. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that. Possibly that might be the next one I read, because I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, if I enjoy that one, I will get the rest of them. So the other day, last week, I went into, because I live in Morecambe, I went into the old Pier bookshop. I love it. If you've been on my TikTok, you'll have a little tiny glimpse of what a little bit of it looks like. There's books everywhere on the shelves, and you can get all sorts of books. So I went in there, had a look around. My main aim was to get, I really want to get the Final Destination books. Now, they only did 3 that was based on the Final Destination movies, which was based on 3 of the films. I desperately want to get those. They also did a couple that was like a spin-off kind of thing. Still the same thing, Final Destination, cheating death, but one actually based on the films. And they have them on eBay, but they're going for stupid prices, and prices that I just can't afford. And it's the only one that I want to get that I can't get. So guys, if you do hear about where you can get them cheaper, please leave it in the comments below. But anyway, my main aim was to look for them. However, I didn't find them. So I had a look in, and I picked up a Richard Lyman. Now this is Flesh. Now Richard Lyman, he did a few books, I think it was in the 80s possibly. Sadly though, he got, I think it was an automobile accident he got killed in. Such a good writer, again very blunt. But he says, no one in town has ever seen anything like it before. A slimy mobile tube of glistening yellow flesh with dull staring eyes and an obscene probing mouth. But the real horror is not what it looks like or even what it does to you when it invades your flesh, but what it makes you do to others. So I thought, this is another typical Richard Lyman book. I'm definitely going to love it. I've read about 2 or 3 of Richard Lyman now, and I do love his books. The Richard Lyman book I read last year was called Quake, and that was very blunt. It was very thick, but it was a really good book, so I'm looking forward to reading that one. So I am kind of running out of time here, so I'll go quick. So the next one is The Silent Companion by Laurie Purcell, and it says, what does it say? What does it say? So newly widowed Elsie is sent to see out her pregnancy at her late husband's crumbling country estate, The Bridge. With her new servants resentful and the local villagers actively hostile, Elsie is only her husband's awkward cousin for company, or so she thinks. So, yeah, I thought it was, the thing that attracted me about this was the front cover, because you got a little keyhole there, and if you have a look, it's actually got a hole, and it's got her face behind, so it's like she's peeking through the spy hole. Now, I only paid £4 for this with 10% off, because he actually, no, it was 20% because he's got a 20% sale at the minute, so I definitely had to get that one. And from there as well, I also found a special edition again. I found this one. This is Murder at Holy House. Now this isn't exclusive to Waterstones edition because it's got the painted spine again. I don't think it's a signed copy. This was again just £6 for this special edition, and it had 20% off. So basically, A Village of Secrets. It's December 1952, and a dead stranger has been found lodged up the chimney of Holly House in the remote town of Elderby. Is he a simple thief or a would-be killer? Either way, he wasn't on anyone's Christmas wish list. So, Inspector Frank Grasby is ordered to investigate. The victim of unfortunate misunderstanding, he helps this case will help clear his name. But as is often the way for Grasby, things most certainly don't go according to plan. So it sounds like a really good murder mystery, and I can't wait to get into that one. So we've got the last one now, and I'm hoping I can get this in. So the last one is this one. I bought Fourth Wing. I bought that from the works. Again, I've heard a lot about this. I think some like it and some it's not for them. Now you can get different versions of this. You can get the really special editions, and again they go for silly prices. But saying that, like I said before, if it's special editions, it's up to people how much they sell them for. But because I thought I might not like the book, I don't want to pay a lot of money for something I might not like. So I actually got this one from the works, which was only £10. So this is the first one. There's actually another one after this one, and I forgot the name of it. But anyway, it's got Welcome to the Brutal, an elite world of Baysgate War College. 20-year-old Violet Sorrengal was supposed to enter the scribe quadrant, living a quiet life among books and history. Now the commanding general, her tough as Talon's mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of Navara Dragon Riders. So it sounds okay, it sounds very mystical, a tiny bit like Harry Potter, I'd say. I could be wrong, please don't shout at me if I am. But I thought £10 is not too bad. I might not like it, but then again I might actually like it. If I do like it, I will be purchasing the second one. So anyway guys, that is my big book haul that I've got. I've got a lot of books to get through, and I mean quite a lot of them. But judging by how I'm getting on so far, we're only at the end of January now, and I've read 4 books already this year. So I'm really looking forward to getting into it and getting my read on. So anyway guys, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. Have you read any of these books that I've mentioned in the video? Is there some books that you've read that I've not mentioned that you think I might like? Please leave it in the comments, I'd love to hear. If you know where I can get the Final Destination books from, please do let me know, because they are one book that I really want to get, and that I'm struggling to get at the minute in the UK. So if you know where you can get them from, where they are fairly decent price and not silly prices, I would really appreciate that. So anyway guys, I'm going to get going now. I'm going to put all these books away, go and get myself a drink and relax, because yeah, because I'm going to. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, please feel free to give the video a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. If you've not already subscribed to the channel, then please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that as well. It also helps to get my channel seen. I just want to thank everyone for joining in the videos and subscribing to the channel. It really does mean a lot, and you all mean a lot to me as well. So anyway, I'm going to get going now, and I'll see you again soon. So goodbye for now guys, bye.